In this video, I'm going to transform mobs into dinosaurs again. Right here in front of me, I have 5 dinosaurs that I created in the last video, and over here are 5 more dinosaurs that I'm going to transform today. The last one on the list is the one you all requested the most and loved the most. So, the first dinosaur I'm starting with will be the Gallimimus. The animal I'll transform into the Gallimimus is the pig. Alright, let's get rid of this pig and start the transformation. To begin, I'll start with the legs. I'll add a cube here, another one on this side, one right here, and duplicate them twice more. Next, I'll add a claw here, one on the other side, and one more right here. I'll select this cube, duplicate it, and rotate it just like this to make this part of the foot. Now, I'll select this cube, duplicate it upward, and rotate it like this. I'll keep rotating and adding more pieces until it looks just right. After that, I'll add 3 more cubes, select them, and duplicate them to the other side. Then, I'll add a larger cube for the body, along with another piece to finish it. And there we go, the body is complete. Now let's work on the arms. I'll add a cube and rotate it like this. Place another one here, one on this side and one on the other side. Then I'll add one more here, another on the other side, and close it off like this. Finally, I'll add the claws and duplicate them for the other arm. Next up is the head. I'll start with the neck, adding one piece, then a smaller one, and an even smaller one after that. I'll fill in all the pieces carefully, since the Gallimimus has a really long neck. Once the head is done, I'll attach the tail. And that's it. The Gallimimus is complete. Now I just need to add some textures, and it looks amazing too. Let's see how it looks in Minecraft. Alright everyone, the Gallimimus transformation is done. Special thanks to Ceto Master Drawer for suggesting this one. He told me that the Gallimimus is actually faster than the Velociraptor. Wow, that's incredible. Since I found out the Gallimimus is 6 meters tall, I made it much bigger than the Velociraptor. It's absolutely huge. You can even ride it, just like I did with the Velociraptor. Let's head over to the area where I built my habitats. The habitat for this dinosaur will have to be massive to match its size. From what I researched on Google, the true height of a Velociraptor is just 0.5 meters. So, considering that the standard Minecraft character is 2 blocks tall, I realized the Velociraptor needs to be much smaller. Let me clap my hands. Wait, no way, look at the size of the Velociraptor. And with the animation I made, I can still ride it. Look at this, it's tiny. But for now, let's focus on building the Gallimimus's habitat. I'll start over here. I'm going to create some mountains to make its habitat much larger because, as you can see, its size is enormous. So I'll build it up like this. I'll keep adding sections here and smoothing out the mountains with the shovel I'm using. I'll also add some stones around to create a natural terrain, placing a few here and there, and some on this side too. It's starting to look like a really nice biome. Now I'll dig out a small hole over here, fill it with water to make a little lake, and add some edges with stones, switching between 2 block types to create some variation. Trees here and there. I think the biome looks pretty good now. It turned out better than I expected. I'll also use some bone meal to add a bit of grass and greenery so it doesn't look too dry. Now, let's bring the Gallimimus over to its new habitat. Come on, let's go. And there you have it. It fits perfectly in here. Let's climb up and tie it to a lead so it stays in place. And that's it. The Gallimimus and its biome are 100% complete. I'm going to give the Gallimimus an 8 out of 10 because there are still other mobs in this video that are way cooler than this one, but I think I did a pretty good job. Let me know in the comments what rating you'd give for the Gallimimus and its biome. Now, let's move on to the next one. Wow, the next one on our list is the pterodactyl, which is a flying animal. This one was also suggested by a viewer, João Gabriel de Rocha Fonseca. So, don't forget to suggest a dinosaur you'd like to see in Minecraft too. For the pterodactyl, I thought about transforming a parrot because its colors are similar, and it can also fly in Minecraft. I could have picked the phantom, but I'll go with the parrot. So, let's head over to the program and start transforming. The pterodactyl is a flying animal, as you can see. I'll start with the body. I'll add a small piece here at the back, duplicate this cube, place it behind, rotate it, and shrink it like this to create a tail. Then I'll add another cube at the front, one on the side to give it more shape, one at this end, another on top, and a larger one. After that, I'll shape the body like this, adding a few more cubes to complete the base of the body. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but trust me, it's going to turn out great. Next, I'll add the legs. I'll add a cube and rotate it like this, duplicate it, place it here, and add a few more pieces. I'll also add claws and little toes to finish it off. Once that's done, I'll select everything and duplicate it to the other side. Then, I'll add a larger section for the ribs, one on each side. Now, for the wings, I'll add lots of cubes here, some at the back, and close it off like this. I'll select everything and duplicate it for the other side. Next, I'll add the little hand it has underneath, as you can see. I'll place a piece like this, another one here, a finger on this side, another here, and finish with the claws. I'll duplicate it twice more and then duplicate it for the other side as well. Now it's time to make the head. I'll start by adding the neck, one piece here, another one, and several cubes because the pterodactyl has a very long neck. Once the neck is done, I'll build the base for the head. This detail here will hold the eyes, and it's going to look super cool. After that, I'll add the beak. Start with a cube here, a larger one on top, a smaller one underneath, and a little piece to finish it off. I'll round it out, duplicate the top, and it's already starting to look like a pterodactyl. To finish the head, I'll add a crest on top. I think that's what it's called. I'll add an eyebrow here and another one on the other side. Now it's time to paint. I'll color this part brown, this section red, and add an eye right here like this. I'll paint the beak gray. Then I'll add a few Minecraft-style details here and there to texture the pterodactyl properly. And it's done. For the animations, I made one for it walking, which allows it to stay on the ground. There's also a flying animation, which turned out super smooth and cool. I even added little hands to its wings, which gives it such an awesome detail. I think it's one of the best animations I've ever made. Finally, I created an idle animation where it opens and closes its wings. For those of you who know a lot about dinosaurs, let me know if I got this model right. In my opinion, I think I nailed it. And now I can finally see the pterodactyl. It's right there in its nest. So let's explore and see how it turned out. Is it aggressive? No, oh, whoa, get out of here. What is this? Is it aggressive? Oh my gosh, I didn't set it to be aggressive. I forgot to change that setting. Hold on, let me go into the configuration and fix this real quick. Okay, done. I know the pterodactyl is usually an aggressive mob, but I want to show you all its abilities first. It's such a cool character because it can fly. Look at the pterodactyl. It turned out so awesome. It's super cool, and we can also ride it. Yeah, it looks a little weird since it's so tiny, but still, it's really fun. I'm super happy with how its animations turned out. Now let's test if it can actually fly. I'm going to place a block here, and on top of it, I'll put a pig. Let's see if it's going to attack that pig. All right, let's go and... Oh, look at that. It's going for the pig. It's actually attacking it. And I'm not controlling it, I promise you all. It really flew over and attacked the pig. This is my first flying mob that I've ever created. It's so cool, but it's hard to control it because it keeps chasing that pig. Calm down, pterodactyl. But yeah, this animal is super aggressive. We can't leave it like this, or it's going to be a walking food farm. Now, we need to make a habitat for it because otherwise, it's going to be a danger to everyone. I managed to tweak its animation and now it's flying. Look how beautiful that is. I'll tie it up here for now. This thing is aggressive, let me tell you. The good thing is that it's not super big, so we won't need to build a giant habitat for it. Let's create the path over here, like this. I'll add some stone flooring, like so, and paint these areas just right. I'll add a few little rocks around here like I did before to make it look more mountainous. This is where its nest is going to be. Now let's open up this area a bit. I'll smooth out the edges and it's already looking really nice. I'll dig out a hole here to create a mountain and add a few falling rocks like this. Next, I'll decorate this area with some dead bushes, adding them along the path and a few vines hanging down like this to give it an older, more aged look. Let's add a couple here, and I'll also grab some leaves to place around the cave entrance. Wow, this is turning out so cool. I'll add a few more finishing touches and then show you how it looks. And now, the pterodactyl's habitat is finished. Check it out. I added lots of grass, vines, and even this nest for it. It turned out amazing. What do you think? Oh, it's fantastic. Jokes aside, leave a comment and let me know what you think about its habitat. In my opinion, this mob deserves a perfect 10 out of 10. And the habitat also turned out great. But trust me, there's more exciting stuff coming up in this video. The next one on our list is another one you've been asking me to make a lot. The Spinosaurus. It's a dinosaur that's both aquatic and can walk on flat land. Now, let's find a random mob to transform into it. Let's see. I'll transform it into a dog. All right, let's head to the program and get started. We're going to make a Spinosaurus. For the modeling part, I'll start by adding the foot. You all already know how I do this. All right, with the foot done, which you're all familiar with, I'll add a cube here, another one on top, and a much larger cube for this section. Spinosaurus has this thing on its back that kind of looks like a Ferris wheel. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think it helps it swim better. So I'll add a piece of a cube here to create that, another one, and one on the top to make it a bit rounder. Then another here, and we'll leave it like that for now. I'll add the full wheel part in a bit. I've added another section to the body, which I'll round out later. Now, let's create the arms like this. Duplicate them to the other side, and then add that wheel-shaped thing I mentioned earlier. I'll finish the neck and head and add a huge mouth to it. Another piece for the lower jaw. And for these sections, I'll duplicate a cube, move it over here, and round it out just like this. Next, I'll add a cube for the nostril and another one on the left side. Once that's done, it's time to paint it, and I'm going to work hard on this texture. I'll use green tones along with some lighter colors, and for the eyes, I'll make them green since I've never done that before. And it's done. I think this is the best model I've made so far, but there are still 2 more to go, so we'll see if I can outdo myself. Let's check it out in Minecraft. For the Spinosaurus, I think I created my best animation yet. It looks around, glancing from one side to the other. I was inspired by a real Spinosaurus animation, so please don't get mad at me like some of you did in the last video. I got a lot of complaints about the animations last time, so I put a lot of effort into this one. It has a walking animation where it looks from side to side, moving its tail very naturally. For its attack animation, I couldn't find any references for how it actually attacks, so I just made it bite. Anyway, let's see how it turned out in the game. Alright everyone, I've already transformed it, and as you can see, it's already in the water and heading off to attack other mobs. Look at its size, what on earth? Wow, look at that, it's almost bigger than this mountain. Okay, let's bring it over here and see how we can create a habitat for it because it's massive. Just look at this thing. Whoa, let's tie it up here and get started on its habitat. I'll start by digging a huge pit over here. I'm going to make it really big, just like you're seeing now. Let's dig it out over here and widen it up because I'm going to make it an aquatic habitat. I'll fill this whole area with water, add some trees, and decorate it a bit. I'll show you how it looks when it's done. And now it's 100% complete. The Spinosaurus biome is ready. Let's spawn a few fish in here so it has something to eat because we can't let the Spinosaurus go hungry. Alright buddy, come with me. You're going to stay here in your new habitat. Place a fence right here and feel free to roam. Just don't eat all the fish, okay? As for the habitat, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I've made better ones in this video, like the Gallimimus. It turned out really great. And also the Triceratops, which, poor thing, is trying to escape right now. Anyway, the next one you all asked for is the Guanlong, suggested by Peeper2732. So let's make it. Time to transform. I'll keep things short. I'll narrate how I made the Guanlong. First, I added its legs with some sharper claws and built its entire body by adding the arms, legs, and tail. Pretty normal so far, just like you're used to. Then, I added a bunch of stripes to its body, kind of like a zebra, cause it seems to have a pattern like that. I also added a little detail to the tail. After that, I worked on its head and added a red accent on top and some fur details. And that's it. It's 100% done. Here, in front of me, is the Guanlong. Look how tiny it is. It's a little smaller than me, but since it's so small, it's also super speedy. And look at those eyes I made for it. They turned out so adorable. It's so cute. Wow, it turned out amazing. I'm giving it a perfect 10 out of 10, no doubt about it. I totally nailed this dinosaur in today's video. It turned out fantastic. Since it's such a small creature, it's a carnivore. But I'll let it share a habitat with the other one, so come on Guanlong, let's go. I'll have it live here with the pterodactyl. Since they're both tied up, I don't think there will be much trouble. Alright, now it's time for the last mob, the one you've all been asking for the most. Let's see. The last mob we're making in today's video is the Mosasaurus. Wow. This giant creature, how am I even going to make it? Its normal size is about 3.5 meters, but the biggest Mosasaurus, the Hoffmanni, could reach up to 17 meters long and weigh up to 6 tons. Whoa! I'll need to figure out how to transform it. I've decided to turn the Mosasaurus into a guardian. I'm sure it's going to end up being 1,000 times bigger than this temple, but let's go and transform it. So, I started by working on the head, making a full circumference and adding some cool details. Then, I added scales on top. Once the scales were done, I built the entire body using lots of cubes, rotating them to create that massive tail it has. After that, I added 4 flippers and the Mosasaurus was complete. Here's its animation for walking and attacking. It leaps up and bites your head. Guys, it's finished. Look at the size of this Mosasaurus. Whoa, I'm gonna grab a boat to compare its size to me while I'm inside the boat. Look at this, I can't even cross it. It moves so fast. Oh my goodness, look at that. With this size, I don't think I'll be able to make a habitat for it. Just look at how massive it is. So that's it for today. Leave a comment with more dinosaurs you'd like me to make, and don't forget to check out this other video.